to the Dugout Mug Studios. This is the 7th inning stretch.
And we are live here Thursday, 7th inning stretch, Variety Sports Network. And you heard the man there, Josh Edwards. We've been doing the whole show since January. We've been through the beginning of the year. We were through the offseason. We are now officially in the World Series. And we got a battle of the two number one seeds. We'll get into all the angles of that World Series. Some of the diamond notes I'll always have for you around the league as well. And, of course, we're joined again by the great Logan Stone. Logan Stone, how are we doing out there this evening?
Oh, I'm pretty good. I got a screen full of numbers, and I like that. It's Christmas all over again.
This man and his numbers, Josh Edwards. Hey, been a long season, Josh. We've put the effort in. We've been here week in, week out. We missed only a few here, and we've kind of seen the progression. It stayed with the Dodgers and Yankees. We'll get into all those details of it, but, man, we've made it here. Whatever you want to say, at least when it gets to the World Series, there's a championship on the line. You're going to see somebody get crowned. Like, at the end of the this is what matters. This is the what we all work for at the beginning of the year. So I'm looking forward to that event and getting it going here in a little bit. So I'm glad me and you have been on this journey together, and we've made it this far so far. So we're ready to roll with it. And Josh Edwards, game one is that matchup right there. We have Cole versus Flaherty to get us going, right? You know, at least we get a real starting. It's not a bullpen guy, at least, right? Is that what you get? You guys know Flaherty well. You know him well, right? You know him well from those Cardinals days. You've had a lot of
who predicted his last outing?
You did, sir. You did as well. So what do you think? What do you think kind of just with, as we kind of get going talking about this, what do you think of game one? Let's kind of just start there with the feel. What kind of your thoughts overall, and we'll kind of get into predictions of who's going to win and all that, what we have. But what do you kind of make of game one there, Cole versus Flaherty?
So in my opinion, and we all know how much that's worth nowadays because I've been wrong way more than I've been right. I think Cole has the edge here. Just heads up, as skills, ability, I think Cole's a better pitcher. Flaherty had a really bad game last game. He was due for a bad game. Yeah. Now, here's the thing with Jack Flaherty. Is he going to bounce back immediately and come out and have 11 Ks, go 7 innings, and be absolute lockdown like I've seen him do before? Or is he going to get into his head like he's done multiple times and have a repeat performance? This game will be decided, I'm guessing, by the third inning.
Yeah.
And when I say decided, I mean it'll either at this point it'll still be a game, or the Yankees will have run away with it at that point. That's kind of where I'm at. I've seen Cole get tagged too, though, so this one's a tough one for me. I'm going to give Cole the edge on this game, but it wouldn't surprise me if Flaherty has a bounce back lockdown game and he comes out and looks dominant. So this one's a toss-up for me. I can see it go either way, but I give Cole the advantage. But again, not surprised if Flaherty comes out with a gem.
Logan, too, it was interesting that, I kind of believe in Cole, too, a little bit. And especially, he did not look good in his last outing. So I kind of, with you, Josh, like that bounce back factor to kind of, had the bad one. He's ready to go game one. Now, the Guardians lineup's a little bit different than the Dodgers lineup. So there is that part that's going to be a big difference for him. And the one thing the Guardians did well, Logan, is they took a lot of pitches. And if you know anything about the Dodgers lineup, they'll be aggressive, but they also take their walks when they're there. So how do you kind of see, just specifically Cole bouncing back here in game one?
Ooh, well, I think he really loves pressure. And I think he has pitched against the Dodgers well enough in the playoffs and the World Series to know, just who works best. He knows how to pitch Ohtani. I saw somewhere that Ohtani was like 3 for 20 or something against him. I can't remember the exact stat, but it wasn't too great. A couple of those other guys, he knows how to pitch these guys. And so, and the Yankees, as we kind of talked about earlier, they've been really good about picking their matchups. And I think going into this series, they're going to have to continue what they did with the Indians and pick their matchups, or Cole is more specifically. He's going to have to pick his matchups. Hey, if you have an extra base open, don't just throw away an at-bat with Ohtani. I would take my chances with Freeman in a type of situation. And I think Cole would be
game one on that stuff.
Yeah. Cole is going to be really good about that. And but he's also not afraid of hitters. So it's going to be really interesting. I think he's going to be really locked in, and I think he's going to have a good idea of where he needs to be. So,
Do you guys think Flaherty? I mean, who would have thought this year, like for him, right? He's on the Tigers, then he gets traded. Now he's starting Game 1 of the World Series against the New York Yankees. You guys have seen him a lot. Josh, before I get to the X factors for each team here, what do you your last kind of thoughts there of Flaherty's side of it for the Dodgers? He had a good outing last time, went 6 innings, right? Or no, not last one, the outing before that.
Yeah.
And so he does have the stuff when it's there. So it's a tough lineup, the Yankees too. Same thing we just talked about with the Dodgers. So how do you think he bounces back in Game 1?
My problem with Flaherty was never that I didn't think he had the ability to be a number one. That was never the problem I had. The problem I had with him was he was inconsistent in availability.
Yeah.
That was my big issue with him. I didn't think he was worth the risk. The guy's got the talent, all the talent in the world. He can put the ball wherever he needs to. He can throw it up and inside on you. He can make you swing low and away. I mean, the guy's got the stuff. Is his head going to be in the game, and is he going to come through? And that's all it is with him. I mean, he's got it all day long. Can he stay out of his head and get out of his own way? We're going to find out tomorrow night if the brightest lights bother him or not. That's the only way I can think to say it. I mean, we're going to find out what he is tomorrow night.
Logan, any last thoughts on that?
Oh, I was trying to remember what the stat was that they always repeat after for Game 1 of the World Series, and I saw 64.3% of the time the team that wins Game 1 goes on to win the entire series. So Game 1 is a very important game because 64% of the teams that win Game 1 go on to win the World Series. So it's a big game.
It's going to be a great Game 1's always big. They got Flaherty there. Brandon, you got thoughts there on it?
Oh, Logan, I got your stat on the Ohtani thing. He's 4 for 20 with 1 home run and 3 RBIs in 21.
I would like to say that was off the old noggin there.
4 off the old noggin.
So
1 home run.
I love it. So Game 1 there, you got Game 1, kind of good breakdown there by the guys on the Cole Flaherty matchup. Both of them, obviously. Well, one of them used to be a Cardinals fan there, so we have a good matchup there with Flaherty.
Still a Cardinal fan. I
know. I just like to mess with you on that.
No,
all right, hey,
Cardinal.
I got 7. You guys saw the rundown I sent to you. I got some questions for us involved in the World Series here, and before we get to the player by player breakdown, but what's the biggest X factor for the Dodgers? As we have the Dodgers colors here for the moment, maybe we'll have to switch between the Bronx there and the Dodgers color here, Brandon. We'll have to get it. I'll see if I can do that here. All right. So what's the biggest X factor for the Dodgers to win? Logan, what do you got?
Oh, for me?
Yeah, who do you have as the biggest X factor?
So I'm kind of stuck between 2, kind of 3, but really I'm going to stick to 2. I think Freddie Freeman, actually. I think he really needs to come out. If he comes out and he's hot, he's going to have good at-bats. He's going to be really hard to pitch around, especially when you have Mookie Betts and Ohtani before him and then Kike behind him. So I think he's very important. He can't be an easy out. They can't walk Ohtani or any Betts or Lux or anyone to get to Freddie Freeman. That's going to be not great. So, what
do
yeah,
you
that's
think?
my thing.
Well, who do you have as it then?
Yeah, I think it's Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman, the hip there with it.
Yeah.
What do you have, Edwards?
Oh, I want to say a collective. And for me, it's going to be the Dodgers pitching staff.
Dodgers pitching staff. All right, I like it. So Logan has down Freddie for there. You have the pitching.
The Dodgers offense is what the Dodgers offense is. If they don't perform, then that's their problem. For the Dodgers to win this series, it's going to be their pitching staff.
Do you feel like it's
right?
more going to be on the starters or the bullpen part?
The whole staff. It's going to
The
be
whole
for
staff.
them.
You're
It's going to
saying
have to
from
be a
A
whole
to Z.
team effort.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That makes sense. I mean, the bullpen was those 6 guys in their bullpen has been really good. Logan,
They keep it up. That's the
My pitcher was Walker Buehler. So yeah, kind of on the same boat. But
so Walker Buehler is always interesting. There, Tyler McGurk joining us here along the way. Tyler, you got your Dodgers Yankees World Series. I was playing the guys your little tweet there that you had with Happy Gilmore there.
don't be mad.
Don't be happy.
It's upsetting.
All right. We talked about game 1 a little bit. We just talked about Cole and Flaherty there. What do you have as the biggest X factor here for the Dodgers in the win? What's going to be? They have Buehler's a good choice. Freddie Freeman, Logan also had theirs for his hitter. Josh pitching staff. What do you got?
I mean, I think it comes down to their bullpen. I think it comes down to Phillips and Cranen, Honeywell if he pitches. I don't know if he will. I think it comes down to the bullpen at the end of the games. Can they get the big hitters out like Soto and Judge? I don't think the starters are going to be great. I think they'll get their 5 innings. I think sometimes they'll limit them to 2 or 3. I think it's going to be a high-scoring World Series. So I think the bullpen's going to have to shut down the Yankees at the end of games in the last 2 innings, 2 to 3 innings.
I have it. It's funny. Trinan has found himself again from those A's days there for a couple of years. He's unreal. His stuff is completely back. Okay, he's a great player. He's going into the Hall of Fame, but I always feel like he's always just if he's playing well, the Dodgers just seem like they're so unbeatable. It's Mookie Betts. It just seems like when he's on base, he's hitting for power. It's like holy hell. We have Ohtani and then we got Free, and he's just in the middle, it being the biggest pain in the butt. And so I always feel like if he is playing well, this team goes to great to almost unbeatable on offense. That's how so for me, he's my biggest X factor with it. Ohtani obviously and all that, but man, when you see the Dodgers live and he's on base, it just seems like Freeman's going to make contact, right, Josh? You're I know Will Smith is going to make contact. It's like these guys are going to he's going to get a run. It's just what happens all the time, right, Tyler? If he's you see it. He's just he kills you when he's on base. So, what do you got, Logan, for your Yankees? What's going to be the biggest X factor for them?
Mine was Jazz Chisholm.
I think Teoscar Hernandez is going to be a huge freaking factor in this series.
That's a good.
If he's hot, the Dodgers are you bring up Mookie Betts. I expect him to be good, but if Teoscar Hernandez hits 330 or higher and hits a couple jacks, Dodgers lineup is scary good. So I think the Teoscar Hernandez is definitely one of the guys who could win the MVP of this whole thing if he has a good series.
I think you can say the same thing about Kiki too.
Yeah.
I mean, across the board.
Kiki loves the playoffs.
Yeah, he's post time. So he's postseason guy. So if he doesn't perform, I think that could hurt the Dodgers. Is what I'm getting at. If he doesn't, that could be a problem.
When we talked about him last week with fit overall, 8th and active home run, leaders in the postseason. So he obviously has been an X factor before there with, and he continues. Logan, to your Yankees here, what's the X factor for them to get this W?
I was going to say Jazz Chisholm, but Josh looks angry. So I'm going to go with my second pick, which is Anthony Rizzo. Playing hurt with two fractured fingers. He was really good in the Cleveland series, but he just needs to. I mean, he's a big important piece of that team, and he can't afford to give it up. And so I'm sure that they're gonna. I'm sure the Dodgers. If I'm the Dodgers, I would pitch inside to him, and if I walk him, I walk him. Or if I hit him, I hit him. But I definitely wouldn't. I would try to make it as uncomfortable for him as possible. And I'm curious to see how Anthony handles the at-bats. I don't know if he's getting injections. I'm sure he's getting injections. But yeah, he just needs to stay. He needs to stay with it. So that's my factor.
T, who do you got?
I mean, I think the obvious choices are Soto and Judge being in the middle order, but someone who I think will have to come up big is, have we heard this before, a young Yankee shortstop from the upper northwest or northeast, Anthony Volpe. He's good defensively. You don't have to worry about the defense, but if he's hitting, it just sets everything up. And if he's driving in the guys in front of him and setting up the guys behind him, I think Anthony Volpe could be a big X factor in this thing.
Josh, who do you got?
I think it's a pitcher who has to be what he is paid to be.
You got to be kidding me.
I had to switch.
Are you kidding me?
I had to switch because I was already preloaded for a second one. I just thought I was going to impress you taking Jazz Chisholm.
You
That's
son
the
of
only
a
reason I was taking him.
Josh,
So-
there, I like it. I like it. There we go.
Carlos
Last time I'm
Rodon.
being nice to you.
I'm sorry, man. But this one I think you're going to respect. Carlos Rodon needs to be what he is advertised as and paid to be, a lockdown starting pitcher. He needs to go at least 6 in his first start.
No way. I would
needs
bet.
to.
Okay.
He needs 10 Ks and to go 6 innings.
Does he go more than 4 1/3? I mean, the man just like goes out. He throws like I'm with you. He needs to.
That's what I'm saying. He needs
don't
to
know.
be that X factor. If he can do that, the Yankees can lock this thing up in 5.
Rondon's always an interesting
Maybe
pitcher to watch.
Maybe
honestly.
gentle.
Tyler, what do you think Rondon could be because I mean you saw him on the Giants for that year. He pitched well for you guys in the second half. Yeah, he's just kind of a grip and rip guy. I mean, he does throw a little cutter there, but he pretty much just goes at you with gas. He doesn't really do anything else, which is kind of fun to watch. But that is a kind of a legit X factor, Rondon. If he gets pitches game 2, pitches well, get back to game 6 or 5, I don't know. He could be an X factor with the Heat, especially a short series like this as a lefty.
No, I mean, Rodon, he's going to strike guys out. That's what he does. But he's also going to walk guys and put people on base. So, for him to go more than 5 seems like a big stretch. But, I mean, when he's on. He's a tough at bat with that arm angle. The lefty throws hard. I mean, there's a lot of lefties in that lineup, too. So, Rodon could definitely be a factor in this one.
What do you guys make of this? What about Judge? He needs to show up in a playoff game. I thought he showed up a little bit those last. I felt like ever since they intentionally walked him or intentionally walked Soto in front of him, I felt like that kind of just there's a little spark, like a little hard foul, like I said at basketball, just to wake up the better player. I don't know. I think he's going to be just fine. The Dodgers pitchers, though, do have one thing where I would be concerned if I was a Yankees fan, and that is they strike out a lot of guys. And so that is it. But I feel like he's more locked in right now. I feel like that little stretch, that little finish there could get him going. It can keep him going. So we'll see. They've had some time off. So what do you think, Josh? Or go ahead, Brandon, real quick.
Aaron Judge, 2024 postseason. He has a .161 batting average with 5 hits, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 6 runs scored in 9 games so far this year.
As we go back to Josh, could you look up what he did the last 3 games? Just if they all, I'm curious what his numbers were those last 2 or 3 games of that series.
Let's see. Game 5, he went 0 for 4. Game 4.
Did he get any RBIs in that one?
No RBIs in game 4.
It must have been game 3.
Game 3, he had 2 RBIs. He went 1 for 5. And game 2, he had 3 RBIs and went 1 for 3.
And then he had that one big home run to center field as well that gets him going. Stanton was huge as well. So I don't know. What do you think, Edwards? There,
just about Judge.
Well, just with this question, you think what do you think? What about him? Like how he got it?
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, all right.
For the first time, probably for the first time ever, I'm going to give him the credit he's probably due. He seems to me. Like what you said, he seems locked in right now. I still don't think he's everything Logan tells me he is, but he looks like a man on a mission. I think he's well protected in his lineup. I think there's going to be problems for the Dodgers pitching. I think he's going to have a very good series, and if he doesn't have a good series, the guy next to him is going to have a good series. I mean, he needs to show up, but are we talking? He needs to be. How many times is he going to hit in the series? 18 times? Does he need to be 12 for 18 to be what you're expecting? I mean,
no, he just needs to hit bombs. He just needs to hit bombs.
I think if he goes 8 for 18 and has 6 RBIs or 5 RBIs, I think he's good.
When you go to right field to tie up a game, that's all you need to do. That's what you need to do.
He's going to be killing it.
312 down the line for a homer.
Hey, that was at Cleveland. He did it at Cleveland. That was that counts.
That was a legit homer.
Which manager is under more pressure to win? What do you guys have? Who's under more pressure? Is there it's because we talked about Roberts when he fired with a loss to the Padres.
Roberts.
I don't know.
I'll give you your stats too before you jump too far into the Aaron Boone. It's just six playoff appearances so far. 21-19, the 0.52 win-loss record. Dave Roberts' is ninth playoff appearance, 52-43.
52-43, 21-19 for Boone. I think you said fifth for Boone as well, ninth for
Four last seasons.
Brandon. That's why we like it. The little Logan likes those little stats. It keeps him on the show there. What do we got? What do you think with it, Tyler?
Oh, I think it's Aaron Boone easy. I don't think there's any pressure for Dave Roberts. He's won a World Series. As much as I don't count it, he's won the World Series. New York is a much bigger, like, hot spot to be and manage. Like, you're under more pressure at all times than the LA Dodgers. Like, if you lose in LA, I can go to the beach tomorrow. If you lose in New York, it's like, I got to deal with these shitty people over here. Like, no offense, New York.
Stuck with the Giants and the Jets.
But I think Aaron Boone's under much more pressure.
Oh, that's it. Tyler, Logan, what do you make for? Is it Boone? Is it Boone the one? I mean, the Yankees haven't won since 2009. Yeah, so what do you got?
No, it's Dave Roberts.
It's
I don't think either one of them are necessarily on a hot seat. But I think Dave Roberts has been given a better team with with more money to play around with than the Yankees were. So, to me, I think Aaron Boone has some good excuses. Not having necessarily the greatest pitching rotation, not necessarily having the
but
best.
Roberts has the Dodgers are really banged up there too, though.
They are, but they've had the best.
They're
team
stacked on all sides of the ball.
Yeah, they were more stacked.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
So are the Yankees, though. The Yankees are loaded. It's not like they're
well, no, I'm not saying
no. I think they're equal now. If the Dodgers had all their starters and no injuries, the Dodgers would be stacked.
Oh, I agree. I'm not.
I'm saying right now they're equal.
But my point was, you can always say, oh, Aaron Boone really had a chance in 2019 and 2017, but ran into the Astros and their cheating scandal. And then, and so I think there's some excuses that you could give.
Dave Roberts has a championship, though. That's got to be a bigger. Even though I agree,
it's a Disney championship.
I feel like if the Yankees lose, Boone is going to take a little bit more heat than if Roberts loses. I think that's, to me, where I kind of lie. I kind of look at the fan bases and I go, if the Yankees lose this series, I think people are going to be like, oh, Boone, you suck. You're 21, and let's say they lose 4-0. He's under 500 now. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I think there's going to be some frustration with him more than if Roberts maybe. I don't necessarily agree with the Mickey Mouse World Series that some people would think of it with the COVID one there, but they still won it. It is what it is. I don't know. I that's where my mind thinks. Like, I think that fan base would be more pissed off. So I don't know. That's where I'm at with it. All right. I was wondering where I was going to get this in on the show, and I haven't actually ready to go. I wasn't expecting Logan to bring up that topic, but it did come up when he was talking about the Yankees and the Astros there on MLB Network. Just real quick, we had the Yankees GM. I thought that was a pretty good little shot. I thought at the Astros there.
This is why Susie's angry.
That's what. Let's take a listen here.
Give me your thoughts here. Finally getting back and winning a pennant after a 15-year. I don't want to say drought. That's not fair, but you understand what I'm saying with the gap. How about winning the pennant? How does that mean to you? Let me hear.
It means a lot, and I hate the 15-year thing because it doesn't. It completely forgets and discounts that some other organization cheated us when we were all the way in the end. If you knew what was going on, I don't think they would be advancing during that time thing. I think we would have been advancing. So. I hate that 15-year thing because I don't think it accurately reflects history.
A very interesting thought process there from the GM. Very honest with it, but I thought that's when you brought that up. I was like, well, that's the team that I needed right there. Tyler, that corrects me up there. Well, I don't like. I kind of love it that he said that though. It's kind of I like it.
This guy had
very
New
New
York
York
on his roster. He had A-Rod on his roster afterwards and continued to play. Cheating's part of baseball.
He has the
I
microphone.
don't. Get over it. dude.
the microphone, he had it. Don't throw hanging sliders to Altuve up top. Don't throw hanging sliders, Chapman. Don't do that one. Josh, that was kind of funny that he admitted it like that. It's just like, I like it. I like that. I kind of like that stuff in baseball. I'm good with that. Susie, I don't know. Does she deserve to be upset? She wasn't even a fan, she said in 17. So it doesn't matter.
That's true. She's
angry.
Logan's angry there.
She's got no reason to be angry. She doesn't understand the severity of what they did.
Josh,
Oh,
who is
she does.
the
No,
most
okay,
home
that's
runs?
not fair for me to say. She understands it. She didn't have to go through it.
No,
That's
the
what I'm
stress.
saying.
The stress.
I mean,
was
she
huge.
did go through it. I mean,
Did she rewatch it?
because she went through it. She went through it came out in 21, so
Yeah, that's true.
She went through it. So
Okay, I guess. All right, fine.
We love
Fine,
Susie here. We love bourbon and baseball.
Yes,
we
we
love their
do.
show. They do. Maybe remember
stand
last year in the
corrected.
World Series, she did our watch along with us for about an hour and a half there. So always shout out to Susie.
She'll
there.
be
She's
back
joined the
again,
show a
I'm
few
sure.
times. All right, let's get to it, Josh. Which player hits the most home runs? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Ohtani? Is it going to be Judge? Is it going to be Kiki? Who is it going to be? Who's going to hit the most home runs in this series? Remember, I am writing these down so that way I can post them later for it. I mean, just straight up. Who do you got? Is it going to be Ohtani?
I'm not picking one of the big boys.
All right, who you got?
Let them go first. Let them pick their big
All right.
guys. I'll pick somebody different.
Tyler, who do you got?
I'm not going big either. I'm going Andy Pages from the Dodgers center fielder, Cuban,
I would
23-year-old
never
center
said
fielder. I think he's going to have the big series. I think he's going to just have a couple games where he hits multiple home runs and somehow ends up with like 4 home runs in a series.
Andy
I like
Papa's
that
Pizza.
pick.
Andy Papa's Pizza. I like it. That's who we're going with there, Tyler. Who do you got, Logan? Who's getting the most?
Stanton. I mean, gosh,
He's going to
been
continue.
so good. He's had 4 home runs in the series to Ohtani's 2, so I'm just gonna stick with him.
All right, Edwards, back to you.
Man, you guys did not take the guys. I mean, I didn't think you guys were going to take Judge or Ohtani.
Andy
Figured you
Papa's
stay away
Pizza.
from
Gotcha.
those.
Andy Paz. Gotcha. That's who.
Tyler got me, man. I was like, wasn't expecting that.
Go with Kiki. Get your yay.
Do you love me?
Do you love me? This is
Tommy
the ball.
Edman.
Tommy Edman. Oh my goodness. He'll lead. That would be interesting. He's batting 4th. Clean up. There is some respect there for the power already bit there. I like it. All right. So you guys go. So Edwards, Edman, Tyler, Andy Pods, Tyler.
If I get that right, come on, Logan. That's huge if I get that right.
That's
It'll be hilarious too.
I'd hate you, but yeah.
It would be hilarious. That little dude had more home runs than all the big boys.
I'm gonna go Will Smith.
Oh, I
I'm
like
gonna go.
that one too.
I'm gonna go with the
pitcher?
catcher. The catcher. No,
Keep my wife's name out your
Out your
That'd be funny if Will Smith started doing that as his like walk up music. No, I'm just kidding.
I did.
Great. They just beat that's his walk up music. It's like that. I'd be like, that gets you fired up. Let's go. All right. Number 5 here. Who will be this year's unexpected World Series? We said X Factor, so just give me a name. Like, kind of, it doesn't have to be necessarily an explanation. Just somebody that maybe pops in your mind. You're like, this guy's going to be unexpected a little bit. Logan, you got one there?
Anthony Volpe.
Volpe's the guy.
I hate going Yankees over and over again, and I'm trying to think of a because I don't think the Dodgers necessarily have an unexpected.
Well, I got Muncy. I got Muncy as mine.
Yeah, Muncy would be good. Yeah, Muncy. He had an on base streak or something for the playoffs.
It was crazy.
No
Was
one
it
cared.
13 or something? Was it like 13 straight at bats or something like that without getting out?
Yeah.
I was like, that's getting no respect. That's pretty good to go.
Yeah, no one cared.
At bats. Yeah, like, well, 8 of them were walks. 8 of them were walks.
That's super impressive.
But
people were like, they're 8 walks. Well, who was
So,
the guy
yeah,
of the
for me-
Twins? He had like 12 straight hits. He didn't even get out. He had 12 straight hits, and nobody cared about that guy in the regular season either. There was a guy on the Twins that ended up like he had like was on base and like 15 of them in a row were hits or something like that. So he ended up getting there. Who do you like, Edwards, is your unexpected hero?
So I had one for each team. Can I do that?
Yeah.
All right. So for the Dodgers, I was going to say Will Smith,
All right.
and it's going to be because of his defensive ability to throw Shohei Ohtani out when he tries to steal second.
Well, sure, he's on his team, so he shouldn't have to do that.
Oh shoot, you're right. Wrong team.
If
God
he does,
dang it, I
if he-
hate this.
if he
I don't
does
know
that,
the rosters well enough.
if he does that, then we're in trouble a little bit. If he throws his own player out, then there's no chance.
Oh, I wanted to see this. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Tyler, who
Mark
do you
that
have?
one up.
I am. That
I mean,
one's gonna be. We got to put that on a video, Brandon. That's gonna. Put it on a T-shirt.
Bloopers. I mean,
Will
It is a
Smith.
I took Volpe as my X factor for the Dodgers. I have Pages having the most home runs, but another Dodger. I see the Dodgers winning this series. I think Evan Phillips is going to be huge in the bullpen. I think
He's nasty.
He's unbelievable. Every time he comes in, I'm like, all right, well, if I could change the channel and the score will be the same in the next half inning.
He's nasty. Phillips is like, he came in versus, like, I texted Logan and I was like, oh, here's the Padres' chance. I was like, nope, never mind. Never mind. That's not. He's not striking anybody out. What do you got, Brandon?
Max Muncy's record was 12.
It was
12 straight games getting on base.
Pretty crazy that he got 12 straight games in the postseason. Where he doesn't get out. It's kind of crazy that there wasn't anybody thinking longer than that. I would have thought maybe that somebody else would have been longer.
Darren, my Yankee was Luke Weaver, by the way.
Ooh, I'm a big Luke guy. We know I'm on the Luke Weaver chain. Even though he has the last couple games, kind of the confidence is going down a little bit with some of a little nervous, but he looked better to fit it. What do you got? What Logan? You don't like that? You like Weaver? Is he back?
He had one bad game where he was overextended and they pitched him way too much. So I'm okay with him. He's still nasty. He's going to have a week off and he's going to still be Mr. Nasty.
He's the guy where, like, there's like Tim Hudson's the guy I think of back in the day where you're like, because I watched him pitch so much, I'm like, if I was a coach, I would just say don't swing 70% of the time. It's going to be a ball because his stuff is so nasty it dips out of the zone. But it's tough, a little tougher said than done there. All right, who will win the World Series MVP? Who is going to be, like, a fun fact here? Judge Ohtani have a chance to join an exclusive MVP group. There's only 6 players that have won the regular season MVP and the LCS MVP and the MVP in the same year. So, what do you kind of make with those? So, what do you guys got? Who's winning the MVP this year?
I mean, I said the Dodgers would win. I'll go Freddie Freeman just to throw out another name. Who I think he's the toughest outside. Him and Soto are the guys I do not want to.
That surprises me.
Moment.
I mean,
I don't even if he plays enough. He has to be if he's a little bit healthier than he was.
If he goes Kirk Gibson,
hurt still.
You son of a! Freddie Freeman, the little hip. Oh, he's like, no, you. I'd be like, you SOB to rub it into Oakland.
Blow the trade.
I know who my MVP is.
Who you got?
Taylor Trammell. So he's
Trammell.
Gonna.
What's his odds?
Taylor Trammell.
Trammell.
Who's he play for?
That's like
he plays for both.
Who's he play for? Who he play for?
He's playing for both. He's the one who got cut by the Dodgers at the beginning of the season, and then got picked up by the Yankees. So he's winning a World Series no matter what.
So he wins MVP in your book.
Yeah.
All right, no, come on, give me a real one. Who's winning MVP?
Oh gosh,
nobody knows Alan Trammell's winning MVP.
Ohtani and Stanton.
You and your Stanton love with it. Tyler Edwards, did we get yours? Who you got, Edwards?
Oh, I'm gonna go with. Who on the Dodgers do I actually think could do it? That's not.
You could say Will Smith again if you want.
No, because I don't screw that up.
Especially if he throws out
I love Will Smith.
Then he's winning MVP. If that's
it'd be awesome. You got traded mid-game.
That's how good the Dodgers are. That they're gonna give the Yankees a couple of players and still.
How about your guy?
You guys are never gonna let me live that down. I'm sorry.
Does Anthony Rizzo win it? Does he come back from broken fingers? Is Rizzo in the MVP? How about T. Oscar? That's a good. How about your boy Jazz? Does he steal the show?
So I wish Jazz would. Just 'cause I think it'd be funny. But I'd like to see DJ LeMahieu get it on the Yankee side. I don't know how it would happen, but I'd like to see it happen.
Yeah.
I don't think he's even on the roster.
It's showing him. Unless this is not up, unless this is behind, I'm on MLB.com.
So who do you got? Who's your guy?
Well, since you're telling me he's not on the roster, then yeah, go Jazz Chisholm.
You're going with your guy, Jazz. I'm going MVP to steal the show here. I think it is Will Smith. I think he's the guy that has a chance to really steal it for the Dodgers. He's a great hitter. He's kind of been a little slow here, but if the guys get on base in front of him, he always has the best opportunity to get the big hits to knock them in. So I'm going to go Will steals the show. What's the World Series prediction? Let's get to it. Who's carrying the trophy here, and maybe how many games if you want to throw that as well. How far do you think it goes? Logan, I want to throw it to you first. Obviously, I feel like you've kind of wavered here on decisions. This is a tough matchup for your Yankees. How do you see it laid out? Do your Yankees get the World Series win, or do the SoCal, the rivals out here in NorCal, do they get the win? The Dodgers. Who do you got? You're muted. Nobody wanted to hear it. The Dodgers? Did he say Dodgers, Tyler?
Was that bad?
That was the baseball gods telling me not to say anything. Oh gosh, I don't want to say it. Oh, but the Yankees. I think the Yankees are going to win. And I don't know I don't know if I told you guys this, but the Dodgers National League Series did not wow me enough. Honestly, it was either they were up by 10 or they were down by 10 or they were up by 10.
This is what Logan wants to hear. This is what Logan wants.
I love this guy.
Logan is half sub right now.
Yeah. Hold on, we know who this is.
Tyler. He's full now. We got Soto. We got Soto. I hate to say it.
I know who it is.
Who is it?
Who now? Let us know right now.
It's a buddy of mine. It took me a minute. I had to think about the name.
So Soto getting it? Why not Soto? You loved him all year. How is he not winning this thing?
I don't know. I wasn't even thinking about Soto. I'm trying not to jinx anything right now. Yeah, the Dodgers are going to win in 4. It's over. It's over. There's no way the Dodgers lose this series. It's over. That's it. No, I think the Yankees win. But anyways.
7? Does it go 7?
How many games?
I don't think so.
Gentlemen sweep?
I don't think that. I think it's going to go between 4 and 7 games.
Wow, that's so creative. Tyler, what do you got?
I mean, I've kind of given my answer away.
I know, but I
think Dodgers in 5. I think the Dodgers are a better team. I think Shohei at the top. That top of the order is just too good with Mookie, Freddie, Shohei, Teoscar, Will Smith. It just loaded, and then the bullpen is nasty. I think the Dodgers, unfortunately, are going to pull this thing off and make quick work of the Yankees. Unless Garrett Cole becomes Garrett Cole of like 3 years ago and he's actually throwing like the stud that he used to be, which I just don't see happening.
I like Josh's X factor there too with Rondon. Maybe he somehow goes 6. Like nobody, that would be a huge surprise to me if he went 6 or something like that. So, Josh, you got something there?
We're calling our World Series, right?
Yep. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Yankees in 6.
All right.
Because I despise LA Dodgers.
And he loves me.
Nobody despises LA Dodgers like I do, but
I'm so close to you. I'm so close to your amount of hate. You trust me, I'm with you. I'm ashamed that Tommy Edman is there. It makes me sad.
You want to root for him there.
I want to
root for them too.
I didn't know Cardinals fans hated Giants fans as much until Brandon came on last episode. It was like, F the Giants, it could be worse if they were. It would be a little worse. I was like, wow.
You guys are like our
Cardinals
4th or 5th biggest rivalry.
That's fine.
I know it's a rivalry, but I didn't know it was that big. I was like, all right.
I mean, it's like Chicago, Cincinnati. Who would you say is next, Logan? The Mets?
Chicago, I would say. I mean, the Giants, I think, are probably second, honestly. Astros used to be a big one.
Yeah, the Astros aren't there. I would say the Giants are first.
I want to
think the
chime in.
Braves.
I want to chime in on that.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon.
Yeah.
I think the Braves were there too. So, but
For a while.
not really anymore.
For me, Cubs, Giants, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Milwaukee.
So just
Cincinnati was
division
10
and
years ago.
The Giants.
That's true. That's true. I don't even put. You know what? I don't even think Milwaukee should be in top 5.
Either do I.
Probably,
Mine's
I would
like
say- I don't even want to throw the Mets in there anymore, though. Either. I'd probably say the
I don't
Dodgers.
even-
Dodgers got to be up there.
Yeah, it's really
Now you're
it's
going down
really
my
is the
alley.
Giants.
Yeah.
For
Just
me,
because
it's
of the stuff in the 80s with Ozzy and who was the first baseman? I always forget his
Will
name.
Clark.
Yeah, Will Clark.
who ended up playing with Ozzy. later
Yeah,
in
for
their
the
careers.
Cardinals, and
They were
loved
good
the
friends.
Cardinals more than he loved the Giants. So
Hey,
I'm
hey,
pretty
the
sure he
mud-
said
the
that.
mud-
Shut up, get the
No,
get
it's
outta
muddy.
here.
Muddy is where it
Stop,
tells
stop,
that.
stop,
Muddy is
stop,
where
stop,
it goes.
stop. He does a Giants podcast every week. He does it with
Hey.
an A's player who loves the Giants more than the A's.
Hey,
Forget
Brandon,
that.
Travis home run was like the nail in the coffin for the rivalry.
Ishikawa
That was-
still haunts my dreams. So
Yeah.
Brandon, who
Not
do you have
Barry
winning?
Zito in Game 5. That's
No.
the one that
Ishikawa
how the
was
hell did
just-
we get out
You
of
and
that
Barry
series?
Zito. That's like Tyler's
That
gonna
Game
watch
5,
that.
we were
That's
down
gonna be the game
4-1
he'll
and
like.
Barry
remember
the
forever.
thing about the Ishikawa
all
thing was
people.
like in 14 we were the best team in baseball, and then like I blinked and we were out of the NLCS because the Giants were just
They were too on the
Anyway.
pitchy. The pitchy
You get no name, Travis Ishikawa just comes up.
yeah back up to the backup catcher.
Yeah.
I think he played 35 games that year. I like
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a player.
Stupid.
Just stop
Stupid.
it. Just stop it.
Stupid.
Everyone stop.
You guys
right
don't like
now.
the traditional rivals.
I like the trade. I
So
think
I
this is-
still like our rivalry with the Mets. Hold on, Darren. Hold on.
Oh gosh.
This is between these two. You don't like the rivalry with the Mets anymore. I still think there's a rivalry with Cincinnati just because there's bad blood. It's been a
Mhm.
while, but so it's
Taylor
okay. So
Swift.
I agree. It's been a while. So, but the Mets, there's fresh bad blood between the two teams. Cubs it's always going to be there, but it's the friendliest I think I've ever seen it. I went to the Cubs game not last season, but the season before, and everybody was fine. I didn't see anybody argue, disagree, nothing. It was weird. It's
That's
not
'cause
what I
both
was
teams
expecting for my
stink.
first Cubs game.
You have a
Um,
mixture of Cubs and Cardinal fans now. Like I've
It's
noticed
getting weird. It's our
it is
generation.
that is a little weird, but
don't
yeah.
like it.
Anyways, why are we taking over the show? We're talking about my Yankees
because
right
he
now.
asked about the Giants, the Cubs.
Brett, I
Real
want
quick.
I want to
I
get your
just-
World
real
Series
quick.
prediction.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Give me Yankees in 7. Stanton game-winning home run in the bottom of the 12th. Why not?
We need, okay,
It has to be the
Darren,
top
please-
of the 12th. At the end of the
please,
day.
for the love of God,
Top of the
just
12th.
say the
Whatever.
Dodgers right now, so that way we can even this out, and the baseball gods won't hate me too
Aaron's
much.
going to say the Dodgers. He's not taking the Yankees.
I have Dodgers in 7. I have Dodgers.
Okay,
in
thank you.
7.
Dodgers in
That's why
5.
I had Dodgers in 7. So we have
Go
an
figure. The
even-
West Coasters.
I
Sticking
just
with
think
the West
I'm with
Coast.
Tyler. That top 3 is tough. That and then you like
Well,
then you have Smith and
yeah.
Hernandez. Like you have 3 MVPs at the top of your order. It's pretty tough.
I'm
right
telling you that CS, I saw some chinks in the armor, and I don't know why.
Is that an Asian
just-
racist term?
Don't entice me to
No,
ruin this
Sorry,
network.
sorry,
No,
sorry.
no,
I'm sorry.
no,
I'm sorry.
no.
I'm sorry.
That's funny. Hey, bro.
Self-proclaimed sports radio decides to get
He gets out.
racy here.
Hey, you've done it before.
You thought you saw something in the Dodgers? I thought the Dodgers dominated. I didn't think there was anything. I was like, oh, these guys
It was just
look
because
way better.
they won a game and then they lost the game horribly. Then they won a game, then lost a game, then lost another game. Or they lost two
No,
in
they
a row. I
didn't lose
think.
that much.
I mean, they lost and they killed them in the most. It was such a weird series. It was like the games.
Yeah,
It was on. And the games of the Mets did get up. I mean, the Dodgers, they scored 6 runs in that game at least. And I think that's what they lost to 12-6 or something like that.
I don't know. I just didn't. I wasn't the biggest. I didn't see anything too like insurmountable. It's still going to be a well fought series. It's just not going to be that heavy. I think.
What do you make of some of the as we kind of wrap up the discussion here on the World Series? We'll kind of talk about it a little bit in Diamond Notes as well, but Here's Brandon put together a graphic here for us of the positions by position battle, and when you look at it like this, you're like, it is a pretty. I mean, like, how often are you going to get 2 MVPs that hit 50 home runs? It hasn't happened before. It just isn't going to happen. It's never happened. So from that standpoint, like, we are getting something really special from a baseball fan standpoint. That's what for Tyler, for me, what it's about is like, this is different. Like, we've seen a lot of World Series where it's like, you're like, I wish that team would have made it to make it a better one. It's like, we're getting that this year at least. So as much as we hate these teams, we are getting like the stars playing. And like, that to me is a little, I don't know. We don't get that all the time in baseball. So it's not like basketball where we get all those matchups. So I don't know, T. I like it.
No, I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's great for baseball as far as like viewership. We got the 2 number 1 seeds of both leagues. We haven't seen this since the wild card thing. Normally it's like some 6 seed who gets hot, like the Diamondbacks last year, or the Giants in their 3-run, or the Rangers. There's or not Diamondbacks. Was it Diamondbacks last year?
Yeah, Diamondbacks, Rangers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We get these random teams who nobody sees coming, and now we actually get the 2 teams who spend the most money, which hurts baseball for some, but you at least get to see the superstars show up and play on the biggest stage, which is good for baseball. I hope the Yankees kick the Dodgers' ass. I just don't see that.
It's interesting when I look at the lineups like this. Like when you see it like this, you're like, all right. I was like, they each have 2 unreal outfielders, right? And then the infield pretty even on those parts. But then the catchers and the DH, Stanton's been playing well. That's a pretty even. When you look at a lineup, I mean, that's like 6 deep, right, guys? I mean, this is like, we're not talking. We're watching like 2 hitters, and the rest are going to be. There's like 6 professional hitters in each of these lineups, maybe 7 if they're going well. So to me, that's going to be the best part. Is like, these pitchers are going to have. They better be on their game. If not, there's going to be a lot of like bullpen use in these things, and they're going to get worn out. And the stats say, Logan, you'll love this bad boy, is like, if you see a bullpen guy for the 3rd time, I think most people are batting over 300 in that regard. And that's 3 at bats. Maybe it's the 3rd time you see him. And if you use all these guys, Josh, in the 1st game, 2nd game, and 3rd game, like people like to do now, these guys are good enough hitters where if this series goes long, it's not going to work out well for the pitching, and that's when the games get good. It's like that's when the bullpens are not on point, and the Dodgers bullpen showed that they were unreal. The Yankees bullpen showed a little. They just showed a little bit there where I got a little worried, and that's kind of some of it. So when I look at these lineups, I'm like, man, you talk about being a pitcher, Edwards. I mean, that's tough. That's a tough sledding right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at these, and I always look at it defensively first.
Yeah. And I think Lux might play a little with Taylor at second, just to be fair there.
Okay. Yeah. And then I don't watch the Yankees enough, but is Torres the everyday starting second baseman?
Yes. He's bats leadoff.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that's all I've seen of the playoffs, but I didn't know if there was anybody else that rotated in ever.
I think you have 2 first basemen that are hurt too, Josh. Like Freeman coming out, Rizzo has his hand injury. It's kind of a weird, it's weird, the whole thing.
So, yeah, I mean, you still got to give Freeman the edge there. I think Smith is obviously the better catcher. I think Muncy and Chisholm are probably fairly equivalent at third. I think the Yankees have a better outfield.
Yeah.
Slightly.
For sure.
Maybe better than slightly, but just trying to be nice.
I mean, Hernandez, I guess, could be – that's where he kind of throws it off. Sometimes he does play unreal like he did, right? In the DS.
Yeah,
so he could match those 2 guys. But, yeah, by
he
name.
could.
No.
But so I think the Dodgers have the advantage behind the plate. I think the Yankees have the advantage in the outfield.
I like it.
I think the infields are fairly equal.
And it's funny that the DH is Ohtani and Stanton just came off being the MVP. Like it does, like that kind of like
it's ridiculous.
This is it's pretty good. They both have some bench guys they can throw at you too. Dodgers a little deeper, I think, in that regard. So I don't know. This is gonna be a fun World Series. And when you look at it like this with the player breakdown, like this, it kind of gives you a good idea of what you're going at. So I don't know. Logan, any last thoughts on that before we get to Diamond Notes here?
Smith has not done well. So this is what I've been kind of working on as I accidentally exit out. Okay. I mean, the catchers, Will Smith hasn't been great, but Austin Wells hasn't been great. So I kind of give it to Wells. Freeman, Rizzo.
Hold on. How do you have Wells over Will Smith? And what capacity?
So Will Smith has 6 games. Austin Wells 5 games. So Will Smith, I'm just going to give the small stuff. 182
He's
average,
that's a ton.
280 on base, 598 OPS.
So
Austin
we're going
Wells
off
had
6
a-
and 5 games. Let's go off their career, what they've done. Like Will Smith.
I don't care about their career. I care about their playoffs.
6 games.
Aaron-
You don't expect them to come back to like. Okay, all right, keep going.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't like if it was like regular season adding, I would be like, oh yeah, this is Will Smith all the way. But I mean,
okay,
and I mean, Austin Wells didn't really do much fair, but I like Austin Wells. He seemed like he was picking it up the last 2 games. Anthony Rizzo, first base, I like better. Torres, obviously better than Taylor. Edmund, better than Volpe. Muncy over Chisholm. Betts over. Ooh.
Rizzo over Freeman. Interesting.
Yeah.
That would be one I would not go that way.
So this is my numbers I got. So Freddie Freeman in the CS, 4 games, 18 at-bats, 3 hits, no home runs, 1 RBI, 167 average, 211 on base, 377 OPS. And he brings a negative 1.45% championship win probability. I like that stat. It's my new favorite thing. Anthony Rizzo, he played 5 games. 14.
I'm thinking of Tyler. I'm thinking of Tyler's comment earlier right now.
Anthony Rizzo had
Calm
5
down
games.
there, man. Stop getting so excited over there, dude. Relax. What is going on?
3 quarters. 3 quarters.
What do we do? But what is? Hold on. Rizzo is playing with 2 fractured fingers, man.
Okay,
Not,
but
you can't let.
He-
I mean, that can't be good either.
His stats. So to Freeman's 167 average, 211 on base, 377 OPS. Anthony Rizzo has a 429 average, 500 on base, and a 1,000 OPS. OPS.
All
I
right.
mean, before he fractured his
that's-
fingers or after he?
No, this is during the series. He already had the fractured fingers.
I still feel like I don't know. We'll see. This I love the way that
I'm saying now, I like Rizzo over Freeman.
Josh, does your head hurt over those stats? They do. Mine is slightly. It's slightly.
He also brings a 3.89% championship win probability.
That's like my favorite stat, win probability.
I love it.
It's
awesome.
But I love it for like basketball, Josh, where it'd be like the first quarter, it's like, well, this team's got a 93%. I'd be like, it's basketball, man. Like second quarter, it's like 60% and 40 the other way. I'm like, my gosh, it's stupid.
It's like fantasy football, 99% win percent. Oh,
it's a better version of war.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically,
55% for the other guy.
Oh, I hate that in fantasy football too. Yeah, it's like the worst. You're like, I don't.
Well, that'd be the most annoying thing in basketball. Oh, it keeps changing after every basket.
They used to love to do that in the early 2000s. It was like a totally thing on FX Sports or Fox Sports where they do it. It was just like.
But doesn't Apple TV do that for the baseball games?
I think they do. It's crap. I don't do
ESPN does it.
It's like that for fantasy, like on the ESPN fantasy football app. Last week I had a game, and I don't like try to not make this a long thing, but it kept bouncing back and forth. Like my guys, my players would have a big play, and they'd be like, "Oh, it's like 20-yard run," and then my win percentage would jump up to like 96%, and then his guy would down, and then his would jump up to like 99%. I'm like, okay, I ended up somehow, but that it's annoying. That's the most annoying thing ever. Like I get it, it's cool, it's great. It's the most annoying thing to look at.
Win percentage is always when you mention fantasy, it makes me think of our local guy out here. Like nobody cares about your team. Nobody. And like that's like when everybody goes there. Gary. I'm gonna get the diamond notes here. We can still talk World Series as we get to it here. All right, little diamond notes action here. We're gonna have I'm gonna have a little Juan Soto at bat here in a second. We can kind of discuss. You're gonna wrap up the World Series here. We had legendary pitcher Valenzuela died at 63. Crazy. That's very young there. Dodgers. Fernando Mania was a big thing there in LA in the 80s, late 70s. My mom went to college out there at that time. She's like, yeah, it was like for them that because you don't have like. I always think of it like you don't have DVR back then. You don't have these certain things. So for certain events, you're stopping what you're doing and you're watching. So it happens in sports. Very rare, but it does happen. Sometimes Lincecum was that out here for Giants fans. Like there would be, it's Timmy Day. That's where we're pitching. I don't think it ever got to that point. Obviously, with LA and that just never was the case. But little shout out here to Fernando as we kind of get into Diamond.
Hoping perhaps to make him try.
Look to the stars.
Fernando ready, and the strike 2 pitch is hit back to the box, dribbling to second. Samuel on the bag, throws to first, double play. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter at 10:17 in the evening of June the 29th, 1990. If you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky.
the great Vin Scully on the call, obviously. That's a great stuff right there. That's as good as it gets. And I remember, what was it, the World Series, or was it maybe the All-Star game, where Vin Scully was about to throw out the pitch, and then he brings in Fernando to throw the pitch to him to throw out the game. Yeah, I think it was the All-Star game. So that was kind of a fun moment as well. So sad there, just as Diamond notes here, we kind of reflect as the Dodgers and Yankees are playing in the World Series. They matched up against each other in the World Series. Just kind of interesting when we did. It's kind of weird how baseball and timing work. I mean, I'm not saying they go hand in hand, but I just remember when we were doing what were they about to play the game in Alabama, right? Willie Mays passes away like a couple days. It's just kind of funny how sometimes those stars line up, I guess, in that race as well. In that regard. So yeah, a little shout out there to Fernando Mania and the Dodgers. I know none of us were really alive for it. I wasn't alive for it, but you did hear about it growing up as a kid, and you knew it was a big deal just based on and the documentaries I've seen on it as well. You could tell it was a big deal for that culture, especially in LA. So, Logan, you have a thought on that?
All I'm thinking about, well, probably for the wrong reasons, but I'm thinking, so he pitched against the Yankees in '81. He dies a couple of days before the World Series, and I'm thinking, if this propels the Dodgers or gives them an edge, I'm going to be angry. But yeah, I mean, Valenzuela, I mean, you think, like, you always hear about his screwball. And it's just like, I mean, it was the stuff of legends. I mean, I watch Game 5 of the 1985 championship series probably once a year. And it's pretty great how he was pitching against the Cardinals before Ozzie Smith hammered one into right. But yeah, I mean, he was great. So I was surprised that he never went to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was kind of surprising. But like, he influenced the culture. That was kind of, that was something that was so weird about him. I was watching the 30-30 last night, or parts of it. And yeah, just how he brought the Latin culture, or the Latin community into baseball. And that's why you see so many, Mexicans, Central Americans, all these people, become Dodger fans because of Fernando Valenzuela.
And I always say this about him. How many people have thrown a screwball? Like a legit, that is not a pitch. That is not a pitch, right?
The only reason I know who he is.
I mean, a screwball. That is like a video game where you're like, I'm taking that guy. Like Jim Sears,
you got some unhittable pitch.
Yeah.
Well, you got the ephus.
It doesn't work as well as you think in MLB The Show.
Yeah, it was a weird ephus kind of thing too. It was. I mean, it would start off so high and then end up right over here.
But watching that clip.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead there.
No, go ahead. No, go.
Just watching that clip, it brought me back to Austin Powers. Spectacles, testicles, wallet, watch. Like, look at those glasses. But he was. You brought it up before. He was the model. He was the Tim Lincecum of outside. He had the culture relevance where Tim Lincecum's just a white American regular pitcher, but he was small and did these things that brought people to the
weird
and was exciting and
delivery.
great. And for they had these weird deliveries. So like they're both not Hall of Famers as far as like how their on the field play was. They do these no hitters late in their career that like builds their resume, but great pitchers in their prime, unbelievable at times. Just the longevity wasn't there. But Fernando Valenzuela definitely had this. Being a Mexican just has this extra pizzazz to him that brings a lot more culture, a lot more relevance to baseball.
As we kind of talk about some of the diamond notes around here, I got the Juan Soto at bat here against the Guardians. And I know Logan wanted to kind of get into this bat. This is one of the best at bats of the postseason. It probably does need a little breakdown of it as well. There are also some things like Cortez might come back for your Yankees. I think that would be a good addition if he could get back at some point in the bullpen.
Yeah.
There, like that would be an underrated guy that you would want in your bullpen there that could get out lefties, has the curveball. I know he can be inefficient at times, but that'd be a great value as well. And the reason we also get in the Soto at bat here is, like I said, to me the best. I was driving home from the Stanford game last Saturday, and I was like, Derek, I bet this at bat was so much better watching on TV than that. But they described it well. But I was like, I bet this at bat was as good as it gets. So, Brandon, what do you got there?
Say, I heard him talking about this on the radio this morning, and he fouled off 8 straight consecutive balls. Is that what it was? Something like that. Like just incredible, just insane. It's beautiful.
The dude has the best plate vision in all of MLB.
Oh, it's as good as it gets.
Giants, give him $700 million. Overpay. Give him the money. Give him all of it.
Is he the best hitter in this series, though? Like, we haven't really gone to that discussion. Like, is he better than Ohtani? Is he better than Betts? I mean,
yes.
Yes. Okay, so he's the best.
I think I think this really is prime Soto, and this is why I love this at bat so much, because I watch the at bat in real time. I'm just like, oh gosh. But I saw so many people talking about this at bat, and so I kept watching it, and they were like, oh, this is the best at bat I've ever seen. And I'm like, is it? So I keep watching it, and I'm like, he's in control this entire time. Like
he's a macho hitter.
He is, and you see his face, like right there. He knows that he's inside Gaddis's head. Gaddis, who is one of the best relief pitchers in the game today, or this year at least, I would say, and definitely dominant in the playoffs. And Soto is not worried. He keeps fouling it off, and John Boy, he had said, Soto is really good at laying back, and if he sees a pitch is going to come in and hit the zone, catch the zone, he'll be able to swing it and foul it off really quickly. And so that was really good into this. And then he's also just like he's like, I'm going to make you throw a pitch in over the plate and I'm going to make you go. I mean, I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to hit a home run.
And Gaddis didn't Gaddis give up the home run to Stanton, or was it he gave up a big home run earlier in the series? So like when I was hearing him on the radio, I was like, oh God, I was like, Gaddis can leave because he can throw soft stuff, and then he goes high on this. Gosh. He goes high with the fastball, and that's what. And like Soto, you gotta love the reaction. I mean, if you were a pitcher, that nothing would piss you off more. Like that would have to. Right, Ty, that's the ultimate like you got. So he got you, but it's like you son of like that would be I don't know. Logan's right. He texted me. He's like, you got to get this on here today. Like, you got to get. I might not be able to get the stand up one on, but like this one was as good as it gets. This one is like this is the best at bat of the postseason. So
it really,
it was good.
It really was just. I mean, the more I watch it, the more I'm like, this was just such a one-sided at bat, and it's so rare. I think I said this last week. You never see a hitter go into the at bat with the advantage. Like I don't think even Barry Bonds did to a certain extent.
No, not to a certain extent. Every at bat.
I just mean in the sense that
AB.
Like, yes. I don't think Barry Bonds could turn something that was in the dirt and he could hit it out the park, right? Juan Soto, he knows what the pitcher is going to throw. It seemed like. Do you think Barry Bonds was like that, or
yes, absolutely?
Okay, okay, never mind.
Barry Bonds was to an even better degree.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
and that's even.
I'm a Giants fan, but Barry Bonds. Watch the Eric Gagne.
Bonds did it with more power. That was the thing. Bonds did it with more.
Yeah. Okay. We haven't seen that since Barry Bonds. I don't think.
Yes, Juan Soto is definitely special. The best hitter in all of baseball, in my opinion. I've said it from this whole year. And Logan, I was surprised this is the first time you've really talked about Juan Soto tonight. And I thought you were going to be
he doesn't want to jinx him. Let's remind that, right? Josh Edwards, this man's he does not want to jinx him. That's where he's at, right, Brandon?
I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you then, Logan.
Thank you.
What do you got?
So Juan Soto's hitting .333 with 11 hits, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, and 6 runs in 9 games in the postseason so far. Ohtani is hitting 286, 12 hits, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, and 12 runs in 11 games in the postseason.
Stolen bases? No matter.
I don't think he had very many this last one. Did he? I feel like
Ohtani has some.
Did he have 3? Did he have 3? So, guys, this is going to be, Edwards. We've talked about it. I know, like from like you said, that map that you showed me is going to be interesting. Go ahead, Brandon.
None.
I feel like this is going to be. I'm hoping that it goes 6 or 7 because of the fact that I think we have stars in it, and I want to see them have to perform on the highest stage in clutch moments. And I think I want baseball to come back a little bit in some regard, partially. I know it's like Manfred pisses me off and they're all right, like the A's, but I do like the game still. It's still my favorite game to play, to coach. I love it. So like there is part of me that really just wants that part to be more real, like to see the players, see more kids wearing baseball jerseys. Like I do like that part of the game. And so like that for me, this World Series, and it's not like I know they've mashed up the most, but they haven't mashed up since 1981. So it's not like it's been a while. It's not like it's been like every 5 years. They might have been in it, but everybody forgets the Dodgers were pretty crappy for a while there for like about a good 15-year stretch. Like they were pretty terrible. Like they were not good. They had the worst owner in sports, and so they were bad there for a while. So I don't know.
When I was a kid, they were always terrible.
Yeah, they always tried to overbuy guys, and they're with it.
Well, Mark Grizzolanic years when he was on the team. That stuff
Mark
was
Grizzolanic. But we are giving the Dodgers their color, so that should hopefully help Logan's Yankees here. Baseball bonanza, guys, that part of the show here. What's the greatest MLB team of the 21st century so far? If there's a team where you're like, that team's not losing. Like, is it one of these teams? I mean, we don't know yet, right? But
are you talking about by year or
just who's the greatest team? No, just greatest team you've seen. Like,
okay,
like that's the greatest team I've seen in the 21st. This team is unbelievable. Is there one team that's
2023 A's?
Okay.
Sorry.
That deserves. Is that because I'm using the jaw? Is that because I'm using the jaw? That's your skull, buddy. That's the jaw bat right there to you, right there.
I was at that game. The jaw bat.
I got 2. That's why I showed it earlier. I told him that's what I'm using. The big John out here. We got the big John.
Yeah, I have that.
Could you imagine bat days now in Oakland? I'd like that. We got. What do you got? What do you got, Logan? Who's the best team? Is it the A's? Are you being serious? My gosh.
The 2023 A's, they were unbelievable. No,
Scott Hatteberg, what a player.
Scott Hatteberg, 2000. I think 2001 Mariners are underrated,
I think the 09 Phillies are on that list.
You don't even think about them.
Or the 09 Yankees.
I think the 2004 Cardinals never won a World Series. And then
Boston.
I guess the 2010 Phillies.
Not bad choice. There's some good players. There's some Hall of Famers there on that. Tyler, is there one that sticks out to you?
I think it's the 2004 Boston Red Sox.
Stop that.
Too many good hitters.
Yeah, stop that.
You got Manuel Ramirez and David Ortiz in the middle of the lineup. You're not getting a better 3-4.
What?
Then you have Kurt Schilling, Pedro. That's my choice. Underrated one is the Chicago White Sox with Mark Burley, Contreras. They were unbelievable in the playoffs. Regular season, I wouldn't put them in the top 10, but that playoff run they had, definitely in there. I won't even mention any Giants teams because those were all kind of get hot at the end.
Those Astros teams in 2004 and 5 were really good too.
Yeah. I was going to say 2017 Astros. I thought they had a good team.
I was about to say the 05 Astros were a really good baseball team.
Yeah.
Except for Tyler.
I'm not including a team that.
Tyler, what did they not do? Yeah, what did they not do? Yeah, that's what
they didn't win a World Series. They're out. You don't win a World Series.
No.
You're not the best team.
The Red Sox decided to cheat.
Go 0-3-8.
What were they were taking shots of? They were taking shots of whiskey before the game. How were they cheating? Oh, you were saying the Astros. I thought you said Red Sox. Sorry.
Edwards, did you say your team? Who you got? You got one? What Cardinals team do you like? The 2004. What do you got?
I mean, I think the 04 team was the best Cardinals team I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In person. Like
One of the
I'll
best
say that
teams ever.
hands down. Yeah, I mean,
ever.
Yeah, I mean that was stacked lineup. That was
You had 1, 2, 3
Yachty took
MVPs.
over early that summer.
You guys look like crap against the Red Sox. Crap against the.
Don't start with me.
Absolutely.
Don't start.
I was rooting for you guys. I was pissed. I was pissed.
Came down and shut you down.
And we came back and
4-0.
got 06.
I was pissed about that one.
With a significantly worse team.
I was like 11-9. Then you lose 6-2.
2004. I mean,
you guys didn't even score the last.
Dude,
3
I
games.
was the
so
only
frustrated.
Cardinal fan in my high school. How do you think I felt?
You felt.
I was the only Cardinal fan in Rangers territory in 2011, and they
Is
were
there Rangers
texting me, so
territory?
I don't want to hear
Oh,
it.
you. I'm surprised you survived.
I don't want to hear it.
What's the most exciting MLB playoff walk-off you've ever seen? Doesn't have to be in person. Just what's kind of one that
Travis. Send us to the World Series.
That was Travis.
Into the bay.
Into the bay. Yeah. What do you got? I feel like for me, it's always gonna be Luis Gonzalez, little floater McGee. That's gonna be one of them. And then, And then the one that it's not. It wasn't a walk. It's not a walk-off, so I can't count it. But it's part of a game, it kind of makes me sick to say this because Tyler knows I'm not a fan of this player. I'm not a fan of it's Jeter's the November, the first November homer because I think of that whole. That whole damn World Series, everyone, that whole thing is to me is the craziest one. So that's a good one for me as well. And we did Sid Breen slide last week. Obviously, we go back to the playoffs, so we did that on the flashback. So, what you guys got? You got one there, T?
I mean, Barry Kelly and Andy Van Slyke, shut up! I'm not scooting in. We'll get this guy out. It's a great time.
Is it Ishikawa for real?
Not. I
got it.
Pujols versus the Astros, but that wasn't a walk-off. Luis Gonzalez versus the Yankees in 2001, that series, like you said, just a crazy series. How the Yankees didn't win that series, faith, karma, something New York has done screwed them. They should have won that World Series based on everything that happened.
Oh, look who's in the chat here, Susie. You were a big part of the show earlier.
Just stop.
What do you think, Edward? Is there one that stands out to you that recently? Is there a recent one that maybe stands out that you like? Is there? No recent one.
I mean, my biggest ones are all old.
Ishikawa,
right there. That's what. Is there another one? Cardinals old one that you like?
And they're not even walk-offs for me. They're just big.
How about Ozzie? Is it Ozzie Smith? Is it the video of Ozzie against the Dodgers?
That was the year I was born.
All right, that's
85.
Jack Buck was
that
great.
It was
It's
before
always great to go back and revisit that one.
Besides Maglio Ordonez, I mean, there's really not much that I love.
Against the A's?
Yeah, against the A's.
You son of a. Yes.
No,
Logan, I love you. Great call.
I love to bring that one up.
Susie, Susie, this is what we were talking about with you since you're on with it. 2017. Is this part of were you baseball Susie by 2017? Remind me of baseball Susie. Brandon, go.
She got involved during 2019.
All right, I just want to make sure that's a question.
How can you not bring up the David Freese walk off?
Yeah, that's great. You're right.
That's
that was
I wasn't.
I did a rewatchable on that one, so yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be. That's got to be one of the
Cardinals.
It is one of the best.
For me, it's one of the best, but not the best.
It's pretty good.
Oh, 18 was the start. Okay.
All right, 18. So just missed 2007.
My apologies.
So she's a bandwagon fan.
Oh,
whoa! I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. He called it. Susie heard it. We'll get a response in a moment.
No, I'm kidding, Susie. You are a really good fan, so I love.
Bring it, Logan.
Come on, let's go. Susie,
hey, you guys are both down in that area, aren't you? I mean, you guys could meet up and go down. We could put this on.
I like Susie's chances. We
could put this on the. Oh, she kicks his butt so bad, it's not even funny.
He's
a lover, not a fighter. Look at him. He's a teddy bear.
The small Asians. So yeah,
I can't wait for the Astros to go back.
5'2" karate chop to the neck.
Do you know she likes cats too? Those things are dangerous.
Yeah,
weapons.
she
If you
does
have
like
cats on
cats.
you, if you have cats on your side, I am with you. I
What's
love
that? What's that documentary? Don't what with cats.
Don't fuck with cats. That is not what it. That is not what I thought that documentary was going to be about. And then I was like, oh. I thought it was going to be some stupid documentary. I didn't even watch the trailer. I was like, okay, I'll watch it. It was a great documentary, but I was, if you're not going in expecting expect that, it's like, oh wow, whoa, what?
If we're going off script a little bit, I approve of that one a little. I approve of that one. I approve of that one. I like that. We're going. All right, what do you got for what's your favorite baseball say? Is there one that that always stands out to you that is like, let's go? I just remember this one kid, this guy in Little League. It's not even a baseball saying, but I'll remember to the day I'm dead.
Are you talking about me without Brett?
No, third base coach. Third base coach for this. They were the Rangers in my Little League, and I had a friend named Hunter, and he would always refer to this guy as Hunter Bear. He would always say, but he was from Texas. He definitely was from Texas, coach, and he'd be like, "Come on, Hunter Bear. Come on, man." And he'd be like, he'd do this little swing over there. He'd be like, "Hunter Bear, let's go." And he'd be like, and he'd do the little swing, and then he'd turn his neck, and he'd just be lock in. Come on, Hunter Bear. So Hunter Bear for me is when I'm on a baseball field and I hear that one always locks into me the most. And then the other one is good eye. That's going to be good. What do you guys got for a different one? What do you have?
That's funny about the Hunter Bear one, because I do that when kids are batting. When I'm on come on, keep your head in. Come on. But mine is definitely one that has been used against me because I was a sore loser, and I definitely would shed some tears if I lost a big game. There's no crying in baseball.
That's as good as
That's my favorite saying. It works every time. I use it as a coach if a kid gets that. Hey, come on, there's no crying in baseball. Pick it up. Get out on the field. We'll have another at bat. So that's my favorite saying. There's no crying in baseball.
Logan, is there one or Edwards that stands out to you guys?
I mean, go crazy. I mean, there's not really a baseball. I mean, really, I have a lot of yogi-isms that I kind of keep in my head. 90% mental, the other half's physical. Yeah, so one. I mean, yeah, that's kind of where I go on my baseball.
What's his favorite one where he's like, you create Little League to keep the parents off the streets?
Oh, yeah.
That's like Yogi is with it. Josh, you're an umpire. Is there one that you've seen that is kind of one that stands out to you as a saying that's used a lot when you're around? You suck up. You suck up. Is that yeah?
No, I never got told that.
You suck, Blue. You suck.
I'm surprised I get told that.
Did I ever tell you guys the time I got into an argument with an ump in a game in Little League? Oh man,
it does not surprise me.
One of these days, I'll tell you guys about whenever I was 12 years old and yelling at an umpire.
What team were you on in Little League? Do you remember the team? Do you remember that? Is it that big of a memory? It
was called like the Glen Rose Dino.
You weren't even.
We didn't even have like one of those teams.
I like my other one is a Little Bingo. A lot of people, Little Bingo. Let's go, Little Bingo. That's always one that you hear in the dugouts a ton. If you're a baseball player.
Ducks on the Pond was always one.
Ducks on the Pond. I'll do that in wiffle ball. Today I actually did wiffle ball with my third grade class, and they had the baseball. I said Ducks on the Pond, and one of the girls was like, "What does that mean?" I was like, yeah.
You know what used to annoy me all the time was when moms would always scream from the stands, "Baseball ready," or like, "Use your alligator hands." I'm like, women, you don't even know what you're talking about.
Use your alligator hands. Use your alligator
Stop it. Just stop it. And listen, I'm not saying women don't know baseball. I'm saying that moms don't know baseball. And just saying baseball ready does not do anything for you. Okay.
You can just say goodbye now.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. You just took all the heat off me.
Yeah. Susie, me and Josh would love to have you on Seventh Inning Stretch.
You're always welcome, Susie.
Baseball moms are the worst. I'm not even going to start with this right now. It's baseball moms are different than what Susie is.
I've had a couple. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Dads are just drunk.
So. Kids are good.
But
you're saying.
We got to do a watch along. Come on, we got to.
Susie, I love you.
Got to do a watch along.
Oh,
what do you,
gosh.
Tyler? You gonna say
But
something?
there is something to being baseball ready. Like, I don't know if I've ever said baseball ready, but to being ready, like when kids just stand there, like, all right, I'm gonna wait here like this with my hands on my hips.
God, that's
It was just
The
like
most
every.
frustrating thing in the world as a coach. It's like, come on, let's
I was
pretend
coaching
like the ball
basketball
is
today.
about to come to you.
I said,
After every
"Put your butt on the line." What's a line?
after every pitch, I don't need to hear them say baseball ready. I mean, I was a coach and I was like, guys, what are you saying? No one's gonna listen to you. Shut up. Let me coach. Let
Tyler,
me be
what-
the one to like.
Oh.
Anyways,
What was Logan? Did you guys have this stupid chant that we had for Little League where it's too
Good
late?
eye, good
Good
eye.
eye, good eye, good eye, good eye. Hey, hey, hey,
yeah,
hey.
they try to do that. I never cared, and I'm not taking it back, Susie. Baseball moms are the worst thing in America.
So, have you ever seen the Will Ferrell skit on
T-ball
Saturday Night
moms.
Live where he's the dad? He's like,
Oh,
have you ever seen that?
I drive a Dodge Stratus.
Where he's like, I'm gonna have a little beverage here.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, that's
Yeah, he
right.
he does that one. What if there are little ADHD kids? They need reminders. Yes,
They'll
They-
get the
they coach
reminder
to
when
it.
they're not paying attention. They get hit by the ball.
yes, they
The
do.
the moms do not need to say after every pitch, okay, baseball ready.
Baseball ready. I do, like I said, with the ball today, this guy hits a laser. He's like in second grade. I'm like, and the girl at third base is like totally like dozed off. I'm like, oh God, what's going on? Tyler, all right, we got to get to it here. We got salute
CP?
gents. CP. Well, you're just in time here, man. We were talking a little bit about your Mets. They lost the Dodgers. We get a little World Series preview, but you had a ride there out in New York. You had the ride, so you got to enjoy that where you're
You
at.
talking to me?
I'm talking to CP
No,
out there.
CP.
CP, that guy CP.
I was like, my God, I don't give a.
No, you don't like them. I know you, but I like my fave with it. Hey, let's see if they
I
can
like
get it.
CP.
Let's see if CP. Oh, of course you do. He's a Knicks fan. You love Brunson.
I love the Knicks.
So here we go. Here I am. Who am I? Trivia here. Susie. This is definitely before Susie here, but we'll get it. That's one of the hits too. All right.
Oh,
If
we're
you know
doing
it,
hold on.
McGurk, wait a little bit
Okay.
with it. I got
I will.
trivia. Hit number 1. I played 10 seasons from 2001 to 2010, 2012. Starting with my career, or excuse me, not from 2010. I meant to write 2012. I'll switch that here with it. So I played from 2001 to 2012, starting with his career with the Dodgers and finishing with the Red Sox. I was a National League All-Star in 2005. So obviously try to make that a little bit harder for hit number 1, but that's what I got.
I got
So
a guess.
I played from there with it. I got that. So
Starting with the Dodgers.
I actually mixed up the teams. I thought it started with the Red Sox.
and I was an one-time All-Star, and it was in 2005.
Okay. I don't have anyone right now.
Hit number 2 in 2003 when I played for the Brewers. I finished second in Rookie of the Year, losing out to Marlins starting pitcher Dontrell Willis.
We don't have a position, right?
I do not have a position. I feel like that would help the clue too much.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Hit number 3 is obviously going to be a little bit more helpful, but
Hold
we're
on,
at hit
hold
number
on.
2 right now.
2003 Brewers.
Starting. Oh, I thought I had it. I want to say a pitcher.
It's not a pitcher. Do you want hit number 3?
Hold on.
I'm just asking.
Russell Martin.
It is not Russell. Russell's Martin.
Oh, that's
is
too
not the-
early. Never mind.
He played on the Brewers in 2003. This is prime. I think I know who it is.
All right, let's wait for hit number 3. I think
I
you'll know
will.
it then,
All
All right,
Tyler.
go to number
Shot hit number 3 in 2005 World Series for the Chicago White Sox. I hit a walk-off home run versus the Astros in
I know
Game
who
2
it
off
is.
Brad Lidge. I led the NL in stolen bases in 2004 with 70. Any idea who this was? We talked
Nobody
about this
knows
team,
who
the
this is.
2005 Astros.
How
This is
the
why
hell
this-
did I
Juan
happen to
Pierre.
be- Darren,
Tyler-
this is like you knew I would know this one. Once you,
I didn't even know you
I
were coming
happened
on
to show
today.
up.
I
Yeah,
did
yeah,
this.
yeah.
I did this last night to make sure I was prepared. I put this on last night. I love this video. It's one of my favorite ones. At Hana's apartment in Rodent Park. That's where we were watching the game.
Oh,
While we were in there,
Johnson?
she randomly had a friend.
I was still in high school.
Yeah, 2005. That's when it happened.
You were out of.
Yeah, I graduated in 02, man. That's 3 years.
I can't think that far back.
All right, here it is. See if anybody has it. It's not Blummer. And another, who's it, Tyler?
Scotty Too Hottie. Scott Pusennik.
It is Scotty Too Hottie
Oh,
with one of the biggest
never would
home
have
runs.
gotten that one.
Yeah,
One of
yeah.
the he
Oh
was
my
a
God.
me and Tyler.
I brought
were
up the 2005 World Series for this.
This
Yeah.
is one of the biggest moments that I can remember. Off Brad Lynch.
I didn't know there was
Scotty.
insider trading tonight, but okay.
Hits one to deep right center field. Back at the wall.
Before he was any good.
Is gone.
And we got your boy Buck on the call.
Sednick goes deep. His second home run of the postseason. And
This
the
is
White
when
Sox
Brad
win
Lidge
7-6.
started really getting screwed up. So you're welcome, Wet Red Sox, Albert Pujols.
Yeah, Pujols
Lidge
ruined
has
Brad
a new
Lidge.
taste.
Yeah.
It takes
Yeah,
You gotta like Buck on the call there. He gets the job done. Game 2.
That was the worst Joe Buck call I've heard in a long time.
That was not one of his fight. But the White Sox won 4-0 in this series. What every pitcher go like 9
I'm
innings
telling
was
you,
a
this
score?
team was underrated.
It's a throwback. I'm telling you, it was a good team. They had like guys that
When
go.
was Stednick with the Red Sox?
He started.
Was
That was
never.
like his
That was only White Sox and Brewers when he made any difference.
that was how it started. Like that's where it
'Cause
started with it. So
I was trying to think of the 2011
I
and
don't remember
12
him on the Dodgers.
Red Sox, but
That's what
That's
I was
right.
trying to think of. 03 Brewers and then the 12 Red Sox.
It's funny that he led the league in national 70 stolen bases. That's a lot in 04. I mean, that's not like some
That was
little
a
amount.
ton.
That's
That was like 100. That's like 100 now.
It definitely was under. So that was a big home run. I can remember back in the day. That was one that kind of stands out to me.
God, look at those Astros jerseys, though. Those bring back memories.
Those were the ones that you guys were playing there in the back in the day. Those were
before cheating.
Before cheating. Oh, we got to the general
They made
manager's
pop.
comments on that. Before that, we got to the general manager comments on that one. So, it's kind of interesting, kind of looking, kind of back at like as we kind of get into the World Series, kind of talk here to kind of wrap it up. Is I hate to see that. Yes, we don't want to see. You don't like the red brick unis. That I mean. I kind of just want to get our final thoughts. I'm going to get the flashback video. So just we'll kind of go there to end it here with the World Series. But kind of your guys' final thoughts here on the World Series. We have CP tune in, Susie. We like you said, kind of a tough matchup. Nobody kind of really loves it. The teams from that standpoint, like the teams, except for Logan Stone. But I appreciate good baseball. We love, like I said, we talked about the stars being. It's all good stuff. McGurk, your final thoughts. Do you think Emma where do you want to go? What is your thing? Is it the ratings? I don't know. Like what for you is like for you kind of like this is the World Series. Why will you be tuning in for some of the games here?
Look, baseball is a regional sport. I hope the Dodgers lose 4-0. I'm going to be rooting against the Dodgers every night they're on TV. F the Dodgers, duck the Fodgers. I learned this when I was 8 years old. I saw a sign said duck the Fodgers. I'm like, what, Dad, what does that mean? He said, I can't really repeat it out loud with all these people. I was like, what does it mean? And he finally said his first F word in front of me. So, to me, every time the game's on, I'll be rooting for the Yankees because it's duck the Fodgers till the day I die.
It's that with it. Edward, your kind of final thoughts on it?
I completely agree with Tyler. I got nothing to say.
Mr. Stone?
I mean, it's the two best teams in the game right now playing. It's two powerhouses. It's not going to be it's probably going to be small ball, but it's also going to have a lot of the long ball in it. So it's not going to be boring. So I think everyone should just enjoy it, even if you're not a fan. It's going to be fun. There's going to be fun. I cannot see. I was just about to say this, Susie. I cannot see there being any like great pitching matchups.
Man, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be a big call. And we talked about game one tomorrow. We talked about that, Logan. That's like our one starting pitching matchup we're getting.
Yeah.
Where both guys can maybe go 6. It really is.
6? That's so embarrassing.
I know. Maybe 7. Brandon?
Well, it's not baseball.
Susie, the Los Angeles Rams are up on the Minnesota Vikings 30-20 with 1:36 left in the fourth quarter. She said she won a football score, so there you go.
There you
go. Throw the ball.
I always forget. She bet football scores Brandon in baseball, but yes, she wants 14-7.
I know. He's trying to give the people what they ask for, but I love it.
All right, good. We're just making sure. Okay? I like it.
Logan.
All right. Flashback.
What a ride! The Cardinals are world champs in 2011.
I've brought this one up a few times. It's the best postseason I've seen ever. It's not 04. He is the manager. We've talked about the late great Tim Wakefield. Aaron Boone going deep.
In the 8th inning, leading by 3 as Boone hits it to deep left. That might send the Yankees to the World Series. Boone, a hero in Game 7.
Whose balls?
Joe Buck again.
Joe Buck again. Rivera going to the mound, crying there as it was ending. It's one of those ones that definitely I'll remember for you. It's just one of those worlds. That postseason with the Cubs was Marlin. It's just a whole crazy world. The whole postseason, like the drama there with both teams there. So Boone was then, as we kind of were going over this. I guess he was an X factor in that series. Yeah, he's kind of one of those guys you never thought was going to be the guy hitting the home run to win it. So I don't know, Tyler, you remember that one well, probably. So that was always a big one.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, why are we taking out Pedro Martinez? And then Pedro Martinez, a year later, he gets lit up and they lose that. Or maybe it was that same game he gets.
Do you think that Bronx,
Pedro?
Tyler, has a different feel than the new one though? Like I'm just at, like I was thinking about that there.
I think the players have a big different feel.
I just was like, does that energy though, like that old state, because they get priced out? I don't know. Like I was just thinking,
you're talking.
Yeah.
She's talking about the juice balls, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot that they called them that.
At least that's what I
like,
thought she was.
I was like, is this some sort of
What are the
urban
three
baseball
bears?
risque joke? Like something about someone's Goldilocks? Like I was trying to think of some blonde-haired guy on the Yankees or Dodgers who had blonde balls or something. So, anyways.
Well, hey, this is the perfect comment to that. Yep.
Susie,
yeah.
This is a Christian. This is a Christian show, Susie.
In what world has that ever been? Though? I don't think we've broken that commandment a few times. And that's what it is. But no, Logan, you're putting too much thought into this. Logan,
He can't help himself.
He can. Edward, did I go anywhere wrong tonight? Did I last week? Did I do anything? We good tonight? I mean,
You're safe.
Safe. We good tonight, right? McGurk, thanks for joining us tonight. World Series baseball. It's kind of been fun having you on here over the last kind of month here, joining you a little bit.
Always fun when Tyler joins in.
It was good to get on for more than 10 minutes.
We've just been agreeing too much recently.
Big, terrible. Josh, Logan, it's been a pleasure staring you. I've enjoyed talking sports with you.
I mean, you're the best at it. I love baseball with you because we kind of, like you said, I swear to God, I did not know Tyler was coming. We didn't even text about baseball and then like, hey, you know my schedule during the week. And I was like, this guy's been on there and I saw it come up. So Scott Posednik, he gets the thing. He's a fan.
Scott Posednik was my favorite player for like 2 years. Like
So
I was
insider
obsessed.
trading.
I was like,
there was no insider.
This goes on like that protest with the other one. Who was the other guy? The one that didn't play from like 2005 to 2008, but he technically played till 2008 with the Dodgers.
I remember which one you're talking about.
He put his pants on and like counted as a Dodger for some reason. So
it counts.
anyways.
Look at the back of the card. That's right. That's where it matters. All right, guys. Good show tonight. Brandon, great stuff with the graphics as well.
Yep.
The stats. Logan, I don't know. Your stats were unreal as well. I can remember 3 of them from it, but I remember the World Series percentage. That's what I remember. Is that what we got? We have Wells was better than Will Smith.
I remember Austin Wells being better than Will Smith.
I was just saying for the going into the World Series, I would take Austin Wells over Will Smith. Overall, I would take Will Smith. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the clarification.
Also, this is the 5th consecutive year that we could have a Will Smith winning the World Series. So
slap that.
Giants had that Will Smith for a couple years, and he never won a World Series for us. So go after yourself.
Tyler, I was saying that
sucks to be a Giants fan.
If the Will Smith catcher,
enjoy Travis Ishikawa. It's a big part of the show.
Ishikawa was a big part tonight. He was a big part.
One day he's going to be the trivia answer, and I'm going to flip out.
20 years from now, when we're doing the show, 2034.
Who's
Right?
the Asian American?
God, I hope we're not doing it like
with
this.
a walk-off home run.
We'll be doing. One day we'll be in person, right? You'll
It'd
fly
be
out.
nice.
You'll live in California one day.
No, we're not paying those taxes, buddy. I'll meet
All
you
right.
in Tennessee.
I'll see you in Tennessee. We'll do the pod there with it.
All
right.
only 10 I see.
Good show tonight. Seventh inning stretch. Susie, appreciate the comment. CP as well. What's your guy's name that was tuning in? Who's that was tuning in? You got a name for us?
Oh, it's a Star Trek buff.
Star Trek buff. What a name. We like that. Is that Josh Lewis? That's Star Trek. We like,
no, it's not Josh.
Hopefully,
it's
you
one
don't
of my
know
guys from
Star
out here.
Trek in the buff.
Susie, we're going
It's
to
our
get you
Royals
on.
guy.
Edwards, or we might do it. I don't know. We've talked about it. Last year we did the watch along. Hopefully we can make something happen this year with it. But I might do some reactions after each game. So if you want to tune into that, Logan, you're invited with it. Tyler, Josh, I'll send you guys the link. So we'll send with it. Logan, I know will only be there with Yankees wins, so we'll have that. He'll only be there for the dubs.
I will be on the floor crying and going back to alcohol if the Dodgers win. So
sorrow tears. So good show, gentlemen.
We
Tonight
doing that
as
after
well.
every game.
I might do one. I don't know. We'll see. If you don't, it's no thing. You don't have to if you don't.
We
want
have a
I don't
show
want
next
that.
Wednesday, regardless.
we are doing it after every game.
And remember this,
Correct.
Logan.
We're having a show next Wednesday night, regardless. Correct?
I thought it was Tuesday.
It might be Tuesday.
Oh,
I-
it's gonna be Tuesday.
It might be Tuesday. We have to figure
Oh,
this
I
out. We got a lot going on. We'll talk what we're doing next week. But we'll
Susie,
be with. I'm hoping to be
We'll
with
let
you
you know
tomorrow
what's
night.
going on
I might
next
be with you tomorrow night though. After the show,
Why
I will
is Susie
fight you.
fighting me now?
That is what I remember about the show. Logan Stone and your Harrison Bader look like whatever you were talking about. You're off with it. They're with it. So guys, great show tonight. It was Brandon. Appreciate everything you did with it. Josh Edwards as always. Tyler McGurk for Logan Stone. I'm Darren Breyer. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.